Aries, what is going on? Welcome into the channel. So happy to have you here always. My name is Deborah, owner of Purusha Holistic Wellness, and this is another episode of Purusha Intuitive, where we're going to look at your energy via the tarot, astrology, and any channeled messages that come through. So let's get into it, Aries. New week, new vibes, hopefully. I don't know. It's still a little crazy in the astrology. We just moved into Taurus season. We're just coming off of a new moon in Taurus. Silver linings about new moons is they give us the opportunity to set new intentions. So places that things really aren't going how we want it to, or we're not seeing the results that we want, it's a great time to go back to the drawing board and make some readjustments. And what I will say about this week is the tension, the transits, the aspects in the astrology are calming down. We've come off of a lot of activity. The water element has been heightened because there's this cluster of planets in Pisces. I talk about this on the regular. Sorry to be annoying, but it's true. There's Saturn and the North Node as well as Venus. And so it's highlighting places where we have to do work in relationships, not only relationships with other people, but with ourselves as well, right? Like where we need to love ourselves a little bit more, give ourselves a little more credit, a little bit more grace. And the North Node is all about evolving, right? Being a better version, making choices to actively learn lessons, have self-awareness so we can better align with our abundance. That's what it's all about, right? Tension, pain, suffering. According to Maharishi Mahesh, it comes because we're resistant to change, right? We're resistant to things moving and evolving and growing, or we want them to stay the same, or we're desperately wanting a person, a situation to fit our ideology, and it's just not happening. And that's where that pain and suffering comes in. So that's why I like to start off with these energy cleansings, just kind of set the tone, set the vibe for the reading, cleanse out any blocks, obstacles you might be coming into. It's also a really great time to set your own intention as well, Aries, especially if you've come into this reading with something on your heart, on your mind, something you would like Spirit to deliver messages to you around, definitely give that over, be open to receive. It's a great way to personalize these collective readings. And I also do personal readings. I offer a variety of healing and wellness services. Readings are one of them. If you would like me to look at your specific situation, how it's faring, where it's headed type thing, or if you are looking for more of a realignment of self, mind, body, soul, I do energy healing as well as Ayurvedic or holistic wellness consultations. Like I said, when we're in alignment with ourselves, when we know ourselves, know what we want, we're better apt to choose things that bring us happiness, that bring us fulfillment, i.e. manifesting our abundance. And so much of life is just like getting on that bandwagon, right? Finding ways to really honor, love, self. So with that being said, Aries, sorry, it's been like a little bit heavy intro, Deborah. Definitely hit me up. I would be honored. I would love to help support in whatever way possible. All the info to get into contact with me is in the description box below. All right, Aries, let's get into it. I bless you with pure love and light, pure source energy, pure loving grace. I'm releasing anything that is not for your highest and best. Any fears, doubts, insecurities, lack of worth, lack of value, pain, anger, frustration, impatience, overwhelm. Cleanse it and release it from our being so we may see and understand the messages clearly, and help to make me a clear and open channel for the collective. Oops, sorry. Thank you, Father God, Spirit guides, guardian angels. Oh, Mama love. Mama love. Amen. I got some butterfingers going. All right, so I'm picking up this energy of like wanting things to push forward. Like I don't know, maybe you're juggling a lot, maybe you have a lot going on, and so you just kind of want to see certain momentum in certain areas. But it's not like, I almost feel like you're a little worn out. Like you're not tired in and of yourself. I'm not necessarily getting that vibe, but it's like expectations. Expect expecting things to look a certain way. Yeah, because of the time, the energy, the emphasis that you are putting into things. With this ship card, this is all about that movement, right? You could be traveling this week, you could be taking, a trip, or maybe even something unexpected, or this can even just be that proverbial traveling in time, or, take it how it resonates with you. You might not physically be leaving, but you might mentally, emotionally be. Or like, it's just that value of like wanting to see things further along. Yeah, because you have brought some change that's not been easy, change that really has put you at a crossroads 100%. You had to make some decisions, and I do feel like they were tough decisions, but they're decisions that you feel confident in right now. And it's actually leading to a better place. What I do love about the readings with, the last two that I've done, so starting to see this energy of potential, of new blessings coming in, or like things starting to change, right? It's coming with that level of awareness, though, that I was talking about. And that is the key. The more aware we can be about ourselves, about the situations, the people around us, the better we're going to be able to make choices that actually honor ourselves. And that's kind of where you're getting stuck this week, it looks like, Aries. Like, I feel like, you've made changes and you're ready for the new 100%. Like, you're ready to kind of just, again, see that momentum. And this is like, you feel well suited for new opportunities as well, right? Like this value of wanting to work together, wanting to see abundance come in. There's a reinvigoration. And I feel like a lot of it is because of the changes that you've had to make that haven't really been easy. A lot of stuff is being highlighted, especially within our patterning, i.e. like the things that we just kind of like normally revert to. And we've had to look at that stuff. It's not easy. That's why Mars in the astrology is put on hold, or it's like being slowed way down. I don't know, sorry. Sometimes my words come out a little wonky, but Mars is in Leo. And so we want this level of like validation of self, of ego. We want people to see all the work we're doing, blah, blah, blah. But it's not really happening in that way. Yeah, 100%. Because I feel like there's this energy. Well, there's been a lot of resistance is what I want to say. There's been a lot of resistance up until this point, but you're starting to see things change a little bit more. And it looks like something is finally kind of like laying down their weapons is what I'm seeing. There's been a lot of unhealthy patterning in something. We've seen this in the past for you too, or previous readings, I should say, Aries, where it's like, you had to like either lay down the law or just speak a harsh truth to someone because they weren't getting it. And I think it's kind of taken them a minute to get it. But now that they are, it's looking a little bit different. You're still leery of this, right? You're still kind of leery of this in general, not to be redundant, but I don't know, it's just, there's a little bit of something that feels off. And, I think you're giving someone something credit where credit is due, but I feel like you've kind of been on someone else's roller coaster for quite some time. And maybe this person doesn't understand it, doesn't get it 100%. We've seen their energy kind of be in their own world, i.e. having a really hard time understanding where you're at, what you're going through, or even what you're saying. And again, that's why this brutal truth or whatever, laying down the law, Aries, right? That's why you had to do it. Like I said, what I'm seeing as hopeful is it looks like they're finally changing their tune, but now they're kind of like, oh, I wish it didn't go this way. Or like they're living in the regret, they're living in the past. And you're kind of just like, let's move on, right? I think in some ways it's hard for you because this has been a long cycle, or this has been something who hasn't really gotten the message. Maybe your ship has like stayed docked for far too long, right? You've been at the port and you're just ready to get out onto the seas. Do you like my analogy? No. I obviously boat. No. But there's this value of you like Yeah, you're like, I think you're just ready to see what kind of progress this dynamic has made, period, right? Like, you don't want to sit here wallowing in the past, whatever, it is what it is. It looks like there's some breakthroughs happening this week, which feel really good. And even though you're not exactly like in your power quite yet, meaning like, maybe that's kind of this, it comes through like you have a lack of breath, like you're not able to like slow down, or you're just doing a bajillion things, right? You're doing a bajillion things and you're like, okay, like let's have it pay off. Let's have it pay off. It's all that fire energy. And you do feel a little bit amped up this week. Like I said, I mean, I think that you don't need to sit in this, right? You don't need to like lament and mourn what has happened. You're kind of just like, okay, shit happens and let's move forward, right? And I think this person is moving in that direction, this person's situation. It does look like they're making choices that are actually solid and supportive. And here's the thing. They're moving from 5 of Pentacles to the 6 of Pentacles, right? And actually there's a lot of earth energy in their energy. They're exuding a lot of earth element. You could be dealing with an earth sign, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, or this could just be someone who's like slowly moving through a process. But what I see within them is there is constant progress. And as I'm saying this, I feel like in the past, it was someone who had to work through things within themselves, if this is the same person, situation, dynamic, but it definitely has the energy as such, right? And honestly, it looks like communication is getting better. I love that you guys have the ring as where you're headed, because as much as there has been a disconnect, a misstep, as much as like whatever happened, they had to kind of go through either their temper tantrums or like feeling whatever feels, and you were that stable force to some capacity. I mean, I do think there is a little bit of annoyance and, like I said, just like wanting to be done and over with something that like really wasn't, it feels like it was an issue, but it didn't really need to be an issue is what's coming through. And I feel like you're just ready for things to change, right? You're ready for the conflict to be over. It looks to me like everyone, did I say that in the very beginning? Like laying down their weapons, right? But everyone is, because it's not getting anyone anywhere, right? All it is doing is stewing or cultivating more drama. Whatever this situation was that it looks like proactively is being put an end to, right? Like no more, we're not going to go down that road. We're not going to like make a big deal out of something that's not really a big deal type vibe. That is the healing medicine, right? Because the fighting, the conflict is just putting everybody on opposite sides of the coin. You are very opposite from earth energy. Yeah, you know, like, and that's the thing. It's either element can dominate in its own ways, right? A fire can be very aggressive, very assertive. It can consume and take over, but earth energy can be so effing slow, like molasses. And that's kind of what I'm seeing. It's just this person's situation just had to take their time. They had to take their time. It's not good, bad, right, or wrong, right? It's the nature of diversity and that we all are different. And oftentimes, Aries, when I find these things in my own life, it's like spirit's asking you to slow down a little bit. And that's where we are with that Mars in Leo energy, tensely aspected to Pluto, because it's either like we don't want to learn the lessons or we want to bulldoze through the change, just make it happen, get us to this next point, exactly how I started off the reading. And I think on some level that's fair, right? I think this situation has kind of lingered long enough, and that's like your whole point this week. And I definitely agree 100%, because there's been a lot of unnecessary fighting. There's been a lot of unnecessary hurt and pain that has just made this situation go on for way too long. I love this. Now it's time to have fun. Party time. I am always down for that, right? Go out, have some fun, enjoy life, and maybe you even do it with this person situation, however that resonates for you, because it is about rekindling. It is about reconnection. It is about making this choice to move on, right? It's about just, again, saying, letting bygones be bygones. Unless you're in a toxic dynamic, please be mindful, please be aware of your wants and your needs. And really, like, waving the white flag is not easy, especially if we really think, feel, believe in like our opinion, you know, and especially when someone's like on the other side of that. Fire energy really does love to debate or be right. And so, that's why we're getting this card of letting go, right? We just got to let it go, let go and let God. No, it's sorry, not to be a cheese ball, but this value of like, okay, you know, shit happens, things get said, things get done. You're at a point, both of you are at a point where it's too hurtful, it's too painful, and it's actually just limiting the situation all around. And if anything, like, there is the energy surrounding you guys to work together. That's actually where this empowerment is going to come through. Aries, you are the sign of self, so it's easier for you to be independent, autonomous than it is to work in partnerships. But at the same time, that's where your success is, right? Venus and Saturn in conjunction is basically asking you to learn how to work in harmony. When you work in harmony, then you will feel empowered. And then it's like, then spirit is going to let you run, you know, be off and running, like feeling that independence, feeling that security, autonomy within self. But we have to know how to work together in order to do that, right? No man is an island. All right. So profound. All right. Thank you so much for your time, energy, always. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope you found messages that resonated here for you. Definitely drop comments below if you did, Aries. I love to hear, or just say hey, sharing a little love, little TLC. I so appreciate all the love, all the support that you bring to the channel. Know it blesses my heart, and I am sending that love back your way.